Okay, so we're going to start with equations that start in log form now. The main thing will be just like trying to get x by itself. We want to get the log by itself first, and then we'll loop. So for our first example, it looks like the log is already kind of by itself. If there aren't any parentheses around what's being taken, what's in the log, basically this 4x here, you can draw it in for yourself. And also, if the base is not there, we got to remember log of anything with no base here means a log base 10. So I'm going to draw that little 10. And so we're going to loop. So I go ahead and loop to get to exponential form. So it's 10 to the second power is equal to 4x. And then I'm going to move, and that's something we can really solve. It's move over here. It's 100 is equal to 4x, and we divide both sides by 4. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. We'll get x is equal to 25. So once the log is by itself, it's kind of nice. We can solve for x pretty quickly. So we'll go on to the next type of problem. For this one, we've got 2 log of x is equal to 2, a lot of 2's here. Again, what's being taken, what's in the log is the x here, and it's base 10. But in this case, it looks like it's 2 times the log. So in order to loop, I'm going to have to get rid of that 2 on both sides. So I divide by 2, so that this 2 will cancel. And I'll get log x is equal to 1. And we can write in that 10 just before we loop. So we loop, and we'll get 10 to the first power is equal to x. So x is just 10. So once the log is by itself, it's kind of nice. We'll look at what happens if we have negative exponents or anything a little bit different. Okay, so we got something a little bit busier in the parentheses. And again, it is log base 10. Looks like the log is all by itself, so I can go straight into looping. So I'm going to loop. So it's 10 to the second power, so 10 squared is equal to 4x minus 3. So that's going to be 100 is equal to 4x minus 3, and I can solve for x. Pretty straightforward. Add 3 to both sides. 103, make sure I add 3, and then divide by 4. So it's 103 over 4. You can write that as a decimal. Just make sure whatever decimal place they ask for, just be careful to round appropriately. I kind of like just leaving it like this for now, because we don't have specifics on rounding. Last one in this section, we have this guy, base 10. We're going to loop because the log is by itself, so it's 10 to the negative 1 is equal to 3 minus 2x. Now, a negative exponent, this guy, will mean we have a fraction. So it's actually 1 over 10. And now we'll solve for x by subtracting 3 from both sides. And we don't want to round until the very end. So I know the instinct is to just put that in the calculator. For right now, we'll just subtract, leave it as a fraction. So it's 1 over 10 and then negative 30 over 10. So negative 29 over 10. And then we divide by negative 2. So we'll make our x positive. When we divide by negative 2, at this point, you can just put it in the calculator. And we will get 29 divided by 10 divided by 2 1.4.